Guess I'm bringing it to somebody who knows how to taste. It's not me, apparently. Back to the drawing board? Is there even a drawing board? Does a drawing board even exist? Foreign Extra Stout 1, Foreign Extra Stout 2. Last time I did this, I had the wrong beer. This time I don't. So this is a tasting for the Foreign Extra Stout number 2. I haven't tasted this yet, so we're all in it together right now. Carbonated. The color's good. I thought it'd be a little lighter, but it turned out alright. Here's number 1. So this is a lot more carbonated than the second one. The second one is the first one. The recipe for the Foreign Extra Stout number 2 was about the same. So it's 62% Maris Otter, 12% flaked oats, 12% flaked wheat, and 6% acid malt. And then I added 4 ounces of Carafa 3 and 3 ounces of roasted barley after the mash I converted. I use the same yeast. I use the London Ale 3 Y yeast. The first one had an original gravity of 1072. The second one had an original gravity of 1070, so slightly under. And the hops I used were Amarillo and East Kent Goldings, like the first one I did. So the IBUs for the first one were 57, and the second one is 52. So I lowered it a tiny bit, which honestly it's kind of hard to tell. Very, very similar in the smell. I still think it's diacetyl. My girlfriend says no. But not butter or butterscotch or anything? And the smell, it's almost like a sweet, like, caramely-ness to it, which is odd, because I only use Carafa 3 and roasted barley. I use no crystal malts in this, but it has like a sweetness on the nose. But it's like, it smells like caramel extract. I'm getting a little bit on both still, just that little butteriness. It's definitely not as potent as the first time I tried it, but it's there. The main difference for the number 1 I did was I put all the dark grains at the end of the mash. But it's definitely about the same. You know, they're about the same as far as like the ashiness goes. This might have slightly less. It's slightly smoother, but not by much. And I thought it would be a little more prominent. It's possible my pH was off on both of them, so it created a bit of harsher tannins that I wanted, regardless of when I put the dark grains in. Bitterness level I think is good. It has a little bit of a bite there. It's a little less, it's a little softer. It's a little more well-rounded. Even though it's hard to tell the difference between the two, like honestly a blind taste test I would have kind of a hard time, but really dialing it in, I can tell that the second one's a hair better, a hair softer, a little less off flavor. And I think from now on I'm just going to do all my dark grains at the end of the mash or in the fermenter or maybe a bottling. I think I'm just going to get better flavors that way. It's going to just be a better beer overall. That's what I found out so far, at least, especially with the black IPA I did and for this Foreign Extra Stout, the second one I did. I mean, if you really want to, you can treat your water. So throw all your dark grains in there early, and if it drops the pH too low, maybe throw some baking soda in there or some chalk. I've only used baking soda, and it works pretty well if my pH gets below 5.2. At the same time, these dark grains can have these harsh sort of tannins to them, even if your pH is stabilized throughout the entire mash. You're just extracting these tannins as it sits there for an hour or 75 minutes. Whereas you put it at 10 minutes at the end, or a Vorloff, you're just not gonna, it's not gonna have that contact time with the tannins. And that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. 3 cents, maybe 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents. I think I'm gonna do more experiments like this where I do, whether it's split batches with yeast, or split batches with dark grains, split batches with water treatments, maybe split batches with dry hops. I'm gonna try all sorts of things just because I wanna really learn. I don't wanna just do the same thing over and over again. And I'm doing 1 gallon batches anyway, so if I do 2 gallon batches, split it into 1 gallon each, it's easy to do. And if one goes horribly awry or I don't like one, I can dump it. I don't really care. Or if one's great, great. I have a 6-pack or 8 bottles of really good beer, and that's fine with me. You know, I'll keep trying to improve on these tasting notes. I'm not really good at these. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about half the time. I don't know how to communicate properly. I mumble a little bit. I talk a little fast. So bear with me. It might get better. It might not. But whatever. Happy brewing? Harsher tannins, harsh sort of tannins to tannins, contact time with tannins.